Hi, good day, everyone, and welcome back to Life with Casey. I am extremely excited to be here with you all today. We'll be having a question and answer segment taking place. However, there is no guest speaker, right? So, the question that was asked was, should a person divorce their spouse after finding out that they are an alcoholic, right? Now there are many questions that run through my mind, which is, did that individual knew that the person that they were with was an alcoholic way before entering into marriage, right? And if that is the case, then the answer is no, because it would be very much unfair to go and divorce someone when you already knew that the person was an alcoholic, right? So that is that. However, if you have already entered marriage and you are now discovering that this person is, addicted to substance abuse, then that is a whole different story. However, my answer is still no, you should not divorce that individual. Reason being because people tend to run to things or substances whenever they are going through a particular thing in life, like a negative situation in life, right? You can see it as them, trying to self-medicate themselves. So now you have to find out what is the issue that is causing them to run towards that particular substance, right? So, for example, a person can be going through a very depressing situation. Let's say you lost a job, and then due to the fact of losing a job, now you're in your head, you're asking yourself, how am I going to get the finances? What is going to take place after this? You don't know what to do next, that type of thing. And so you run to the bar. Yes, Christians also. I'm being real here today. Christians also tend to run to the bar, or if they're not running to the bar, they go and purchase some alcohol and be a sipping saints within their home. And nobody knows that they are doing these things, but that is what caused that person to go in that direction. Due to the fact of losing a job, it pushed them to go and self-medicate themselves and taking substance to help ease their pain or whatever the case may be. Now, if that person had gone to get some form of counseling, or some form of advice, it wouldn't have gone that particular direction. But because of the fact that they are going through whatever they are going through, they just needed something to help them to come out or to feel, calm. Because when we look at substance abuse or alcohol in this term, it tends to help with your how to explain it. It tends to calm down the negative feelings that you would get out of a negative situation, right? And due to the fact that I am on substance abuse, I would like to also touch on the term Pica, which is Pica. That is also, it's somewhat connected to substance abuse, but it's not directly connected to it. All these things, by the way, are known as mental disorders, just to a higher extent, right? So back to Pica. So Pica is also known as a mental disorder that causes people to intake non-food items. So when we look at that particular situation, you'll find people intaking like dirt, hair, sometimes they go to the limit and they eat soap or even metals. People, I don't know, right? They could even eat coals and all these different things. Now, why is that person going towards eating non-food items, something that is not beneficial to them? Well, there are many reasons. They could have an iron deficiency, so I would encourage you to, take some iron tablets or something along those lines to kind of fix that imbalance that you're having. However, when you see a person run towards a substance that is non food like, really and truly that person is in a depressed state and they are looking for something that would help to ease the pain or the trouble that they have experienced on the inside, right? And so mentally they think that this particular substance can assist them to overcome whatever they are experiencing. However, it's not necessarily helping because the issue is still there. However, when in taking this thing, it causes them to feel as though, everything is going to be okay because now this is their comforter, right? And it's also known as a coping mechanism, this as well as alcohol. People use these things as a coping mechanism. However, it's not necessarily good for the body, but they use it because they just want to find a way to cope. Not everybody would run to someone to get some form of information or to get some form of advice because people tend to be an enclosed individual, that type of thing. But back to alcoholism, it could be the case where, okay, let me touch on this one time. I've done researches and I've discovered that people yo need to stop this. This is insane, right? People tend to put a drip of alcohol they tend to put a drip of alcohol in their child's baby bottle because they are too tired of the fact that the child is always crying and they just need the child to sleep, so they put alcohol within the the tea for the baby to intake and the child fall asleep. Do not do that, please. For the love of God, don't do that, because you could be really and truly causing the child to develop some form of disorder, right? So just please, right, don't do that at all. But to stick with the question, should you divorce the spouse due to that particular thing, my answer is no. Rather go seek some form of counseling and try your best to figure out whether or not you can help that person to overcome that particular situation or that particular issue, right? So don't just divorce the person, rather seek counseling and see whether or not you can help that person to overcome whatever the underlying issue is. Because when that underlying issue is is dealt with or is now overcome, that person can drift away from taking alcohol or even substance abuse or Pica, as I mentioned before. Right, so that is that. Secondly, someone wanted to know, what is the goal for this page, who I am as an individual. Now, I know in my first video I stated that I love to counsel people and I love to make sure that everyone is happy, that type of thing. However, I just would like to say that yes, I am a certified psychologist. So I'm not just giving you guys random information, rather this is something that I've went to school for. I studied it, and now I'm here giving you all free advice, which is supposed to be paid for, but that's not the type of person I am. I just giving you all free advice because I just love to see the fact that people are happy and those type of things. So yes, I am a certified psychologist. So I'm not giving you all this random information. I went to university to do this degree, and now I'm here assisting you all to overcome whatever you are experiencing in life, right? So that is one. Two, this page would more likely be yes, it is a Christian base, but I am aiming for those that are you know, non-Christians. Yes, Christians could watch the information because, as I said, it's going to be beneficial. It's based on life's experiences. However, my aim is also for non-Christians. So there is a balance between this page. So anyone can, gather the information and deal with whatever situations that they are experiencing, right? So that is that. However, I am also a type of individual that, you know, tend to promote or put out people business out there, so that way, they could get more customers, that type of thing. So I'll be advertising businesses. Now when it comes to that, I'm thinking, to reach to that place of, yes, advertising the business, but at the same point in time, um, be paid for it, not necessarily for my benefit, but for your benefit, so that way I can actually, promote the page or sponsor the information. Well, not promote the page, but sponsor the particular video out there so that it could reach more people than usual. But depends on, because the type of person I am, I'm just like, I like to freely help people, right? But that's not necessarily me, but just to help you, if you like, you can pay and I can sponsor it even more to get the business more out there, right? So that's that. But knowing me, I don't know, God has to help me with that one, because I really that's just a weird individual, right? But that's that. But it would benefit you. It's not necessarily a paid me to do it, but rather you're, financing your own business. You can do that, and I would, assist in that area. It's not going to me, I don't need it, right? But it's out there. So that's that. And yeah, so just remember that you guys are one step closer to your final destination, and stay blessed, you beautiful people. Thanks again for tuning in to Life with Casey.